Egypt reaffirms unwavering support for Palestine at the International Court of Justice. And President praises Grand Egyptian Museum during official visit. An Egyptian petroleum minister explores new investment opportunities with Korea Petroleum Cooperation. Counselor Yasmina Musa, Egypt's representative before the International Court of Justice, affirmed that Egypt is actively participating in all ongoing hearings related to the Palestinian issue, especially given the tragic conditions in the Gaza Strip. During the ICJ sessions, she stressed that Egypt's stance in support of the Palestinian cause remains unwavering. Musa noted that the majority of countries that have presented arguments before the courts expressed full support for the rights of the Palestinian people, the first of which is the right for self-determination. Around 40 countries also voiced support for the need of Israel to commit to its obligations as a member of the United Nations. The Consulate General of Egypt in Jeddah announced that a consular mission would be dispatched to the city of Yanbu next Tuesday to be held at the Majd Sports Club Hall. The consulate clarified that working hours will be divided into two sessions, a morning session from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and an evening session from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Angolan president visited the Grand Egyptian Museum with his wife, Angola's First Lady, during his three-day visit to Egypt. Angolan president expressed his admiration for the museum and commended the efforts that went into its creation, describing it as one of the world's most important cultural landmarks. The Grand Egyptian Museum is one of the most important tourist landmarks in the world, and its opening ceremony is expected to be the largest in the region.
Approved by Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and announced by Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli, Egypt is set to make history with the official opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum, GEM, on July 3, 2025. A world-class ceremony is planned, with government ministries ensuring seamless logistics at airports, hotels, and roads leading to the venue, ensuring a seamless experience for distinguished guests. Hailed as Egypt's gift to the world, the GEM is set to become the world's largest museum dedicated to a single civilization, ancient Egypt, covering 500,000 square meters and including 12 exhibition halls. It is twice the size of the Louvre in Paris and 2.5 times larger than the Museum in London. The museum sits just 2 kilometers from the Giza pyramids, offering visitors breathtaking views of Egypt's most iconic landmarks. For the first time since its discovery in 1922, the entire treasure collection of King Tutankhamun will be displayed in one place, making it a historic cultural milestone. Since late 2022, the museum has hosted exclusive events and private group visits, allowing officials to fine-tune the visitor experience before full public access. In recognition of its architectural excellence, UNESCO awarded the GEM the prestigious Prix Versailles in 2024, cementing its status as one of the most beautiful museums in the world. With its grand opening just months away, Egypt is set to introduce the world to a new era of cultural and historical preservation.
Minister of Planning and International Cooperation Rania Al-Mashat attended the launch of the World Bank's Group's Growth Academy initiative for the Middle East and North Africa region in Cairo. Al-Mashat emphasized the importance of launching the Growth Academy workshop, highlighting it as a reflection of the strong relations between Egypt and the World Bank. She added that the World Bank Group's ongoing transformation towards becoming a knowledge-focused institution represents a fundamental shift aligned with a rapidly changing world, where innovation and knowledge are more crucial than ever for sustainable developments. Minister of Housing Sharif al-Sharbini continued his tour of New Cairo City by inspecting the ongoing development and upgrading works along the North Tasain axis. During the visit, the minister instructed officials to accelerate work to meet the approved timeline. He also ordered the immediate removal of waste from the site, called for increased manpower, and stressed the need to implement all necessary measures to ensure the project's timely completion. Minister of Environment Yasmin Fouad instructed the Ministry's General Department for NGOs to closely follow up on the projects being implemented across the governorates under the Small Grants Program by conducting on-the-ground monitoring and preparing a report outlining both achievements and challenges encountered during the execution. The minister emphasized the importance of creating a matrix of projects that would be linked to other initiatives aligned with the ministry's priorities and the new government program. This reflects Egypt's commitment to meeting citizens' needs while simultaneously fulfilling its national obligations. Voting has commenced for the General Assembly of the Journalists Syndicate in its midterm elections. The Supervisory Committee overseeing the 2025 Council elections opened registration for attendance in the General Assembly's fifth call early this morning. The Syndicate Council had invited registered working journalists to attend the fifth ordinary meeting of the General Assembly at 10 a.m. on Friday, May 2nd, 2025. Egypt and the European Union have taken bold steps to strengthen their strategic partnership, moving from political dialogue to deep economic cooperation. Minister of Petroleum Karim Badawi discussed with President and CEO of the Korea Petroleum Corporation investment opportunities in the Egyptian petroleum sector and potential areas of cooperation, given the Korean company's desire to deepen cooperation with Egypt in all oil and gas sector. The statement pointed out to Korean companies' interests in strengthening their investment portfolio in Egypt, including the 4 areas in the Gulf of the Suez and the Western Desert, in which they invest through Dana Petroleum Company and Petro Nefertiti Company. Minister of Industry and Transport Kamil Al-Wazir and Minister of International Cooperation and Planning Rani Al-Mashat and Minister of Local Development Manel Awad hold a meeting to review progress on infrastructure works under the World Bank-funded Upper Egypt Local Development Program. The ministers directed all companies involved to accelerate completion of works, noting that both the Ministry of Industry and the Ministry of Transport are ready to provide support to ensure timely delivery. He announced that starting June 1st, 2025, available industrial plots in the 4 zones will be offered through the Digital Industrial Egypt platform. Minister of Tourism and Antiquities Sharif Fathi said that the number of tourists visiting Egypt in the first quarter of 2025 rose 25% compared with the same period a year earlier. At a press conference in Dubai, Fathi reviewed the tourism ministry's strategy for developing the Egyptian tourism sector and noted that Egypt received 15.8 million tourists in 2024, seeing a 6% increase compared with 2023 and exceeding pre-pandemic levels by a growth rate of 21%. Petroleum Minister Karim Badawi met with representatives of the UK-based company Shart Capital to discuss the progress of the Mediterranean Petrochemical Complex project in New Alamein with a total investment of $7 billion. The ministry emphasized the strategic importance of the project as it aligns with the second pillar of the ministry's strategy, maximizing added value and increasing petrochemical production. He highlighted that this is one of major projects with significant potential and a strong capacity to deliver outstanding economic returns for both Egypt and the region by boosting production and exports of high-value petrochemical products. Ahmed Hassanain has become the first Egyptian to be drafted into the NFL after the Detroit Lions selected the 22-year-old defensive end in the 6th round of the 2024 draft. His unconventional journey from Cairo to California and then to Boise State saw him rise as a team captain and standout defender. Hassanain's success marks a proud milestone for Egyptian athletes on the international stage. Still with our sports segment, and Zamalek's title hopes took another hit after a 0-0 draw with Masri in the league playoff stage. Despite dominating possession and having a goal ruled out by VAR, Zamalek failed to convert several chances. They now sit third in the table, trailing leaders Pyramids by 8 points with four games left. And in youthful, Egypt's U20 side suffered a heavy 4-1 loss to Sierra Leone at the Africa Cup of Nations. Coach Osama Nabi apologized, calling the result shocking and disappointing. With one group match left against Zambia, Egypt now faces an uphill battle to advance. That brings us to the end of our news bulletin. Here is what we've been covering. Egypt reaffirms unwavering support for Palestine at the International Court of Justice. Angolan president praises Grand Egyptian Museum during official visit. An Egyptian petroleum minister exposed new investment opportunities with Korea Petroleum Corporation. That's all for now. Remember to stay updated by following Qnews for the latest developments. Many thanks for watching.